Wait, I need
Hey, this is
your
Dr.
thing.
C, and I'm talking
Alright,
here
so
on Quinn's
what's your thing?
presentation, blah, 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 blah. The end. Ooh, I love it.
Okay, now we're going to be talking about wastewater. That's pretty much any water humans have used, but in this particular case, we're going to be talking about water from the bathroom. How something that goes down your toilet might end up back in a drinking glass. Now, thankfully, water's cleaned up pretty well before it ends up back in the house. Now, this process takes 4 separate steps. You got first the physical treatment, the biological treatment, the filtration, and the disinfection. Each of these processes removes something from the water and makes it pure so that we can actually drink it. Okay, now physical treatment first starts with a bunch of screens so that anything too large will just get stuck and won't be able to pass through. After that, we allow gravity to take effect, and all the heavy stuff will be stuck on the bottom, and we'll be able to remove all the heavier particles from the water. Then density will make the oily products sit on top, and we'll be able to skim those off, leaving us with a pure source of water to move on to the next stage. Now the next step here is biological treatment. This takes advantage of the natural nitrogen cycle. We take a nitrogenous compound, like ammonia, and then nitrifying bacteria convert them into nitrate ions. These ions are used by denitrifying bacteria. They turn it into a gas which can be released back into the environment. Unfortunately, this process also leaves behind some salts, but those will be removed in the next step. Now, next step that removes the salts is filtration. This process uses reverse osmosis, which takes water from a high solute area and moves it to a lower solute area, which is, as you know, reverse of regular osmosis. Now, we do this by using high pressure to push it through a membrane so thin that the only thing that can get through is water particles. That way, all the other impurities can be collected and later disposed of. Now, before the water can be used, there's still tons of things that were too small to be removed by the filtration. Those are things like few bacteria and viruses. Now, to make sure that the water still isn't that harmful, we use things like chlorine. It's pumped into the water. That way, it removes and kills off all the viruses. That's why you may have city water that tastes like chlorine, or as Dr. Chesnell said, you're drinking the pool. Now that we've cleaned up the water from our households, it's sent back into nature. This is a process known as recharging. First it can go to the river, then evaporated by the sun, then rain. And once it's rain, it's a lot purer and can be used for human consumption once again. That way, water from your bathroom might just end up back in your drinking glass. Thankfully, a lot cleaner, and we actually can drink it. So, this may seem a little bit gross, but it's a good way to conserve water and make sure that we don't just pollute all the water bodies. It's a necessary process, but we'll just have to get over a little bit of squeamishness first.